Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be so fun. I have been looking forward to this for like 2 weeks. I'm going to be testing out a lot of products from the new brand UOMA Beauty. You guys probably have heard about that on social media like Instagram, YouTube. It has gotten a lot of attention because the products just look so cool, and I'll get to that in a minute, but I wanted to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by Ulta Beauty, which is so cool that they're continuing to work with me, so thank you. I'm very excited. So UOMA Beauty launched at Ulta Beauty very recently. It is a very new brand and is available online and also in certain stores, which you can find out which store it's available in by going to ulta.com to check it out. So let's get into the products themselves before we actually apply them. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of background about these because one of the reasons that I'm so excited about this brand is the thought that was put into each product, especially the foundation, which I'll get into in a minute, but these products just, it's so obvious that so much thought and effort was put into making these and how to make them as good for the customer and consumer as possible. And they're just very interesting, intriguing products. So if you're wondering where the name comes from, it's spelled UOMA, but it's pronounced Oma, and it means beautiful in Igbo. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's the native language from southeastern Nigeria. And all the products are inspired by Africa, which I think is really cool. The creator of Oma is Sharon Shooter, and she basically just wanted to create something that was very diverse and inclusive to all skin tones and skin types. Their tagline is, "We believe beauty comes in every color and we intend to wear them all." So we have some foundation, we have concealer, we have a contour highlight stick, we have 3 different lipsticks, lip glosses, eyeliner, oh, and an eyeshadow palette that is beautiful and I cannot wait to try. Okay, so I zoomed you guys in because we're going to be applying the foundation and I want you to see how it looks up close. So this is the UOMA Beauty Say What Weightless Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. The coolest thing about the foundation, which I haven't really seen any other brands do, is that they've divided it into 6 different color families that each have a unique formula or base designed to target specific problems with the certain skin tones. So for example, I wrote these down because I didn't want to forget what I wanted to say. So the 6 categories are White Pearl, which is very fair skin, which are the ones that I'm trying, and then Fair Lady, which is fair, Honey Honey is olive, Bronze Venus is rich tan, and then Brown Sugar is brown, and Black Pearl is dark brown. So there's 6 different color families, which is really cool by itself. There's 51 shades too. I don't know if I said that, so there are a lot of shades of this foundation, which is amazing. But for these 6 different color families, like I said, each one targets a different skin problem, which are typically associated with the certain skin tones. So like for very fair skin, for the White Pearl, the most common concern with the skin type is hypersensitivity and redness. Hello! Hi, nice to meet you, that is me. And then Black Pearl, the darkest one, it says that the most common skin concern for that skin tone is dullness, and the most common skin type is oily/combination skin. So it kind of seems like with the lighter, like the very fair and the light skin tones, they're targeting dry skin with redness, which is definitely what I have. And then for the medium to deep skin tones, it's like combination or oily skin with a little bit of hyperpigmentation. So let's get into it. Let's apply it, okay? They sent me 4 different shades of the foundation, which was really nice to be able to figure out which one matched me. I haven't actually seen these in store yet. Like I haven't gone to an Ulta Beauty to see what all of the skin tones look like other than just on the product info that I have. So it looks like for the foundations they have different undertones. So like this one for example is called T1N, and the N stands for neutral. There's also like a T1C, which stands for cool, and then there's a T1W, which stands for warm. So this one technically is the lightest one. This is T1C. I'll just swatch these by each other just in case there's any other fair people out there that want to know what shade they are. So if you're lighter than this, you're probably not going to find a match in this foundation. This one is just a little bit too light for me, and maybe just a tiny bit too pink. But it's actually not super pink, which is good. This one is T1N. I think this one is my shade. You can see it's just a little bit of a different undertone than that first one. And then there is T2C, and that one is very peachy undertoned. And then last but not least is T2N, which as you can see, I have been using this one a lot. I've been using these for the past 2 weeks, and this was the one that I was originally wearing every day. But I think I'm gonna go for the lighter one because this one does look a little bit dark on my skin. So that is more of a neutral, yellowy almost undertone. Alright, so I'm going to take T1N. I like to apply this foundation with a sponge. It literally feels like a second skin, and that's something that they're kind of marketing it as, and it is so true. Like when I read that, I was like, that is exactly how it feels. I obviously don't have the best skin. I have redness and acne and some dermatitis and stuff, so I do have some really dry patches, but I also am combo, so I am oily down my nose, basically just my T-zone area. But this foundation has just been so nice. It feels just like I don't even know how to describe it. It feels like a very lightweight foundation, but it does have a decent medium, I'd say almost medium to full coverage. So this says on the packaging that it's a weightless soft matte hydrating foundation, which I would say is like right on the dot. Perfect way to describe it, because it isn't, like, I was kind of nervous when I saw that it was a hydrating foundation because, like I said, I do have combo skin and I'd still prefer to wear some kind of a variation of a matte foundation because I like my foundations to stay a really long time. And I feel like whenever I wear a hydrating one, they just completely melt off my face by the end of the day. But this one really is like a soft matte. It's not super drying at all. It feels really healthy and just like nourishing to the skin. It doesn't really emphasize my dryness or anything like that. It like doesn't have a super dewy look to it, you know what I mean? Which makes me happy. I don't like super dewy foundations even though I have dry skin. I feel like this one might be just like literally half a shade too light for me, but that's better to me than going with a shade that's too dark because I can always like bronze my face to make it look better and like match my neck. Alright guys, so moving on to concealer, they have the Stay Woke concealer, which is the best name for a concealer that I think I've ever heard. The packaging on everything is so cute too. Like, I just love everything about this. They have 17 shades of this concealer and I have 2 of the lightest ones. We have White Pearl T1 and White Pearl T2. The concealers, in my opinion, aren't as good of a shade range as the foundations, obviously, like 17 shades versus 51, duh. And I have been trying these along with the foundation, and I do have to say that these are too dark for my fair skin, which is kind of a bummer. This is the lightest one, T1. You can see it's like just slightly darker than my skin tone. And then we have T2, which I think is like the same lightness, but it's more of a warm undertone than T1. I've only used them a few times though because they are pretty obviously too dark. Like, it looks a little bit weird if I try to highlight with these because these are darker than the foundation that I'm wearing. But I'm gonna apply them just so you guys can see what they look like. I'll apply one on one side and one on the other. So this one, I'll do T1 over here. The formula does feel really good on these. It's not like a super mattifying concealer. It stays a little bit dewy. So I do prefer to set my under eyes with powder when I wear this. See, like, that's not even that noticeable. Maybe it is on camera. I just feel like in person, it does look a little bit weird since I tend to like to highlight my under eyes a little bit lighter than like my foundation. But the good thing about this one, and I think this is the one that I prefer, is that it's really good for just like adding some extra coverage in areas that the foundation wasn't full coverage enough. So just like over my redness on my cheeks. And honestly, I'm not mad about the concealer being too dark. Like, it would be cool if they had a few extra shades, but I think it's about time that a brand focuses more on the dark skin tones because that hasn't happened yet. So many brands have just focused on the light to medium skin tones for so long. So I think it's awesome that somebody's finally focusing on making the darker skin tones a priority. So anyways, I'm moving on to T2, which is the yellowy one. This one is definitely obviously not my skin tone, but just wanted to show you guys. Once again, don't know if this is coming across on camera, but it definitely does look like a shade darker and more warm than my foundation. So I'm just gonna go back in with the first shade and use this just to conceal any other little spots. Okay guys, so wanted to zoom you in even closer to see my face with the foundation and the concealer on. I feel like sometimes that concealer, if I don't blend it out well enough, it does show up a little bit too dark against the foundation, but whatever. Okay, so this is how it looks. The coverage is pretty good. It just looks so nice on the skin. Like, it looks like pretty natural in my opinion. It doesn't look super cakey. There is definitely like a natural luminosity to it, but it's not dewy or like greasy feeling. I just love how this looks so much. Okay, so moving on to step 3. So this is the Double Take Sculpt and Strobe Duo Stick, and this is the White Pearl one. So once again, this one is for the super fair skin tones, which we'll get to that in a second. Basically, it is a dual-ended highlight and contour stick. So this is the highlighter side, and this is the contour, which is super, super creamy. I am a little bit bummed about this too because it is not light enough for my skin. I wish that they had one shade lighter. It'd be so cool. Like, the contour is good, but this highlight is just too dark. But it looks so pretty. It's so nice when it's blended out. Oh, I wish I could get away with wearing this, but I'm just too fair. But they do have 6 shades of this stick to match the 6 different categories of the foundation. So I have been really liking, oh my god, sorry, I have a cat hair somewhere on my face and I don't know where. Anyways, I really do like the contour side of this. So I just go a little bit at a time because this is a really creamy product and I can apply a little bit too much if I go crazy. So then I just like stipple it in with a buffing brush. Oh, the weed whacker is starting. That's wonderful. Great timing. Thank you so much. I bought a microphone recently for my videos, but I'm too intimidated to try to figure out how to set it up. Like, I don't know how. I already spend so much time editing my videos, and I feel like with a microphone, it would take even longer to like sync up the audio with the video. So I am gonna try to up my audio game here, but I'm just scared to try to learn. So this blends out really, really, really nicely. I really like this. And then go a little bit across my forehead. I'm so sorry about the weed whacker. Usually they only do this on Mondays and it is Saturday today, so someone's trying to sabotage me. And then sometimes I'll just take my beauty blender and just bounce it over where I just blended that, just to make sure it's nice and blended all the way. Moving on to maybe the most exciting product of this whole lineup. Foundation is tied with this. So this is the Black Magic eyeshadow palette. First of all, look at the packaging. This is so insanely beautiful. I love it so much. Like, I don't think I've ever seen eyeshadow packaging quite like this. So this is the Allure palette. Oh my god, all those greens, hello! These shimmery shades on top are so beautiful. I have tried so hard to not touch these until this video. I wanted this palette to be like a first impressions. So there's 6 shimmery shades on the top and then 6 matte shades on the bottom. I'm not gonna lie, I did touch this one. Or maybe it was this one, or maybe it was this one, I can't remember. First of all, on the website it says these are highly pigmented eyeshadows, long-lasting, water-resistant, lightweight. I want to swatch these first of all because, like I said, I haven't swatched them yet. So this first one is Lady of Gold. It describes it as a shimmery white that turns to gold. Pretty light, but you can kind of see it there. Then we have Divine, which is a shimmery deep gold. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Mystical is a shimmery lime green. I don't know if that's lime, but it's very, very, very pretty. Allure is a shimmery green gold. Enchantress is a shimmery bright gold, which that one is so, oh my god, that is like my favorite thing in the entire world. So moving on to the mattes, we have Romantic, which is a matte light pink, but it actually feels pretty good. It's not like chalky or dry. Wow, that was smoother than I thought it was gonna be. Love, which is a burnt blush, kind of like an eggplanty color almost. That one is a little bit dry. Oh Sun is a matte yellow, which I freaking love this shade. Lush is a matte army green. And then Opulence is a matte royal purple. I'm very excited about these swatches. I feel like those shimmery shades are gonna look so pretty on the eye and I cannot wait to try some. The shimmers are actually, like, they did feel a little bit like a drier formula than what I'm used to, or what you would consider like a foiled eyeshadow. Like, these feel a little bit drier than that. I'm gonna start with Romantic, which looks like it'll be the best like light transition shade for my skin tone. Anyways, just blending this into the crease. I was kind of curious about how these matte shades were gonna go with the shimmer shades because they are like kind of opposite colors, but I think that they'll actually be pretty complementary to the greens. And just so you know, in case you were wondering, I set my lids with some, I think it was just the foundation and the concealer, and then just a tiny, tiny bit of translucent powder. Okay, so I don't know if these shimmer shades are gonna be best with like a wet brush or what. I think I'm gonna try it with a dry brush and then my finger and see how it goes. I think I'm gonna go in with, oh no, I don't know what to pick. Okay, I'm gonna go in with Allure, which is this guy right here. I'm definitely gonna use this guy too, but I just wanna use like as many as I can. Ooh, it kind of just looks like a loosely packed glitter. That is pretty though. Let me try it with my finger. Okay, so you definitely get more of a payoff with a finger, but if you want it to look more like a topper, then just use a dry brush. But oh my god, that's so pretty. I don't know if you guys can see like all of the dimension on camera, but in person, this is stunning. Before I forget, I am gonna go in with Oh Sun down here because I don't know how I forgot to use this color. I'm just gonna go over the crease. This might blend in with the pink to make a weird color, but I'm willing to take that risk. Yeah, it is blending out into a weird color. That's okay. Going back in with a little more of that pink, just to tone it down a little bit. I feel like that yellow would have looked really good by itself, but mistakes were made today. Also, I got bangs recently. Like, I just had them cut and I don't know what to do with them. So they're just kind of being disrespectful right now. Okay, so now the moment that we've all been waiting for, I'm gonna go in with Enchantress and I'm just going to pat this into the inner corner. Oh, wow. This one's actually packing on pretty well with the brush. I'm using like a little dense pencil brush, but let me go in with my finger just to see if we can pump it up. My god, I love that so much. I want to cry. So now I think I'm going to go in with this dark green matte color called Lush. This does look pretty pigmented, so I'm just taking a little bit and I'm just going to use this to darken up that outer portion of the lid. Okay, so we have a little bit of fallout. I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, but I have a little bit more glitter than I'm typically wanting to wear on my cheeks from the lid colors. This is an eyeshadow palette that I would definitely recommend using a tacky base and not setting it before you put on the glitters, and also doing your eyes first, which I usually do. Like literally 99% of the time. I don't know why I didn't do that today. I love this so far. The only regret that I have is putting that like warm tone in the crease, which it would have looked so cool to just do the yellow and then like blend the green into it, but that's okay. This is a first impressions for a reason. Now we know. So one last thing that I have to try. Oh wait, no, that's a lie. I have lipsticks too. So another eye product that I have is the Aphrodisiac Cleopatra Ink Liquid Eyeliner. It says shake well before use. Packaging is really pretty. It's this nice gold with some purple text on it. The shade is blackety black, y'all. So this is a brush tip. I know a lot of people prefer brush tips over felt tips. I actually like felt a little bit more, I think. I find that sometimes it's really hard for black liquid liners to stand out well against like a glittery eyeshadow because sometimes it like mixes with it, which is what it's doing right now. It's looking a little bit green because it's not covering the glitter all the way, which usually happens to me with liquid liners, so it's not a big deal. The tip is really nice though. It's nice and flexible. It's really easy to do, just like a really quick liner. And just in case you were curious, this is how black it is on its own. Like it is a very nice dark black liner. It just doesn't look that dark over the eyeshadow. Okay guys, so I just plopped on some lashes and I'm moving on to the lower lash line. So I'm sweeping Lush all the way across that dark green and then I'm blending that out with O Sun. And then I decided to go in with Lady of Gold and just apply that on my brow bone just to see, and it looks really nice. Okay, you guys, I just waited an hour for the weed whacking to stop, and I think they finally stopped. My foundation still looks good. That's a little tiny wear test. Okay, so moving on to the lipstick, we have 3 different kinds to try. First kind is the Badass Icon Matte Lipstick. There are 16 shades of these, I believe, and I have 2 shades here. So it says they have a smooth, lightweight texture, and they have a very matte finish, which they are. They kind of remind me of the MAC soft matte lipsticks. I don't know what they're called exactly, but they're really matte, like blurry lipsticks. These are so cute. I love the packaging so much. It's a really cool white package, and it's magnetized. And then it says UOMA, that's engraved in the bullet on both sides. Actually, I think it's engraved like 3 times. This one is the shade Diana, and I haven't swatched this one yet. I'll just swatch it right here. Oh, I thought it was gonna be like a pure red, but it's kind of like a berry toned red. And then this one, which I have worn, and I love it, it is Coretta. So this is what that one looks like. It's like a, kind of like a mauvey nude. Very pretty. These are super matte looking on the lips, but they're not drying. I don't know how they do it. It's like a very, very comfortable formula. And then these might be the prettiest things I've ever seen in my life. These are the Black Magic Hypnotic Impact Metallic Lipsticks. The packaging looks like the eyeshadow packaging. First of all, it is really cool. Got the red components, and then, wow! I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but they are so glittery and dimensional. I wish that I had a macro lens to show you guys how insanely beautiful these are. They look like some kind of fabric. It looks like a glittery sequin fabric. I don't know how they did it with this lipstick. It looks like it is fake textured fabric. I don't really know how else to put it. This looks like a decorative item, but it actually is a lipstick. And I haven't swatched these yet because I didn't want to like ruin the metallic particles or anything. And I wanted you guys to be able to see what it looked like before I swatched it. Let's try this one. It's called Savage. The Moment of Truth. So that one is Savage, and this one is On Fire. It's really hard to swatch on this part of my like bony hand. Okay, so there they are side by side. I will say that obviously like they don't look like the bullet of the lipstick. Like I think that there's some kind of, I don't know what you call it, but basically like an outer layer of really fine glitter on the outside of this lipstick that doesn't really look like the swatch, but it is still a beautiful finish. I'm not a huge fan of metallic lipsticks, but this just looks like, it kind of looks more like a matte lipstick with some fine shimmer or glitter in it. I'm not going to try those though because I feel like those would just be way too crazy on my face with what I have going on with the eyes. But we have one more thing to try out, and these are the Boss Glosses, which is also a really cool name. Packaging is like holographic. It's really pretty. And we have 3 shades here. So right off the bat, the packaging is really cool. I love this blue color. So these shades are Rose, Sass, and Cray Cray. It says these have the shine of a gloss, the long wear of a stain, and the care of a lip spa. Okay. Soaks the lips with audacious color in one stroke for a glass-like finish. With extremely long-lasting properties, finally a gloss without the need for a touch-up every hour. Okay, and it also says that there's 0 stickiness. So there's a lot of claims with these. I haven't tried these yet. I have swatched them. This one is the shade Sass. These are ultra pigmented glosses, which I don't typically reach for. I like a gloss that's a little bit more sheer. And then this one is Rose. And then last but not least, we have Cray Cray, which is a deeper, like very toned purple. These shades are really, really pretty. I don't know if I'm gonna wear any of these with the eye look. I feel like it'd be a little bit too crazy. So I'm gonna be wearing one of the Badass Icon lipsticks, and this is the shade Coretta. That one is just my favorite. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh my God. These feel so comfortable. I'm obsessed with this lipstick. I also wore this lipstick to dinner last night and it held up like a champ. Like it barely even got worn off by the time I was done eating. All right guys, so I'm done trying out all of the UOMA Beauty products. I had so much fun playing around with everything. Like I said, I have been trying out some of these things, but like the eyeshadow palette was new, the eyeliner was new. I am just so excited about this brand. I don't know if you guys can tell. I just think it's so cool. I think that there's so many new brands that pop up every now and then, and there's nothing too exciting about them, even if they might have good products. But this brand is exciting, it's got a good message, it's inclusive, and the products are just so good and so fun, and I really hope that you guys go out there and try some of these. I think that you're going to be impressed. I'm very impressed with pretty much everything that I've used. So let's do a little rundown, okay? A little overall, even though this video is probably years long already. The foundation is probably one of my top 2 favorite things about this whole line of UOMA Beauty products. I just feel like it is so inventive with how they made it and how they formulated each category, and this has replaced my previous 2 favorite foundations, which were the Tarte Face Tape and then the Morphe that I also mixed with a Wet n Wild foundation. This holds up better than those do. So I would definitely recommend trying out the foundation if you want to. And then also obviously the eyeshadow palette, I feel like this is probably the most exciting thing out of the bunch just because these colors, are you kidding me? And I hope that they come out with more of these because I can see them doing really, really cool, colorful eyeshadow palettes like this. And then my 3rd favorite is definitely the lipstick that I'm wearing right now, the Badass Icon. It is just so good. And I don't really even like wearing lipstick that much anymore. I don't like how lipstick feels, but this feels so lightweight. It's so soft and creamy. And then I'm gonna get into the gloss. I haven't tried it yet. Actually, you know what? Should we just go into it? Let's just try a little bit of one just to see what it looks like. This is Rose. Ooh. Okay, that actually looks really nice. I get what they mean by a glass finish because it looks like glass. The only thing that I hope that they improve is to add a little bit more of a shade range in the concealers as far as the lighter shades. Like I said, I haven't seen them in person, so I don't know if the darker shades go really dark. Hopefully they do, but I just wish that they had like 2 lighter shades of the concealer because it is a really good formula, like I said. But overall, I love this brand. I'm so excited to see what else they come up with. I hope that they're like having some other things in the works. So anyways, I hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna stop rambling now and clean up this mess. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these products yet, what your thoughts are. If you haven't yet, if you're thinking about picking any of these up, what's on your list? Let me know. Thanks again for watching. Thank you Ulta Beauty for sponsoring this video. I will link everything down below and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.